Yo, it's your boy, and today we're going over something fun. So Mark decided to announce that he's bringing free speech back to the Meta platform, and I thought it'd be interesting to watch it. Not only will it be interesting to watch, but just kind of dive into what's kind of going on here. So, a few years ago, um, you know, there was a lot of censorship going on Facebook, and there was a lot of people complaining about it and stuff. And a lot of people were saying that politicians' pockets were, you know, twisting the arm of Mark Zuckerberg, and that's why he implemented those things, and also had to go in front of Congress about it. But yeah, so let's watch. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey everyone, I want to talk about something important today because it's time to get back to our roots around free expression on Facebook and Instagram. I started building social media to give people a voice. I gave a speech at Georgetown 5 years ago about the importance of protecting free expression, and I still believe this today. But a lot has happened over the last several years. There's been widespread debate about potential harms from online content. Governments and legacy media have pushed to censor more and more. A lot of this is clearly political, but there's also a lot of legitimately bad stuff out there. Drugs, terrorism, child exploitation. These are things that we take very seriously, and I want to make sure that we handle responsibly. So we built a lot of complex systems to moderate content. But the problem with complex systems is they make mistakes. Even if they accidentally censor just 1% of posts, that's millions of people. And we've reached a point where it's just too many mistakes and too much censorship. The recent elections also feel like a cultural tipping point towards once again prioritizing speech. So we're going to get back to our roots and focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our policies, and restoring free expression on our platforms.
What's weird about this video is that he looks like a totally normal dude. Like this dude looks like an actually pretty chill average dude. So I don't know if he's trying to pull some psyop here or if that's actually genuinely what he dresses like on a day to day, but I mean, I I like it. I like the drip.
More specifically, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get rid of fact checkers and replace them with community notes, similar to X, starting in the US. After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote nonstop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the US. So over the next couple of months, we're going to phase in a more comprehensive community notes system. Second, we're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just.
Why is he giving me Jack Harlow vibes right now? Like, you guys know who Jack Harlow is? Is that the look you're going for, Zuck?
Out of touch with mainstream discourse. What started as a movement to be more inclusive has increasingly been used to shut down opinions and shut out people with different ideas, and it's gone too far. So I want to make sure that people can share their beliefs and experiences on our platforms. Third, we're changing how we enforce our policies to reduce the mistakes that account for the vast majority of censorship on our platforms. We used to have filters that scanned for any policy violation. Now, we're going to focus those filters on tackling illegal and high-severity violations. And
Any policy violation, as in they would write basically a rule saying you can't say that, and it would just take your post down. That's called censorship.
for lower severity violations, we're going to rely on someone reporting an issue before we take action. The problem is that the filters make mistakes, and they take down a lot of content that they shouldn't. So by dialing them back, we're going to dramatically reduce the amount of censorship on our platforms. We're also going to tune our
Makes
content
sense.
filters
Makes sense.
to require much higher confidence before taking down content. The reality is that this is a trade-off. It means we're going to catch less bad stuff, but we'll also reduce the number of innocent people's posts and accounts that we accidentally take down. Fourth, we're bringing back civic content. For a while, the community asked to see less politics because it was making people stressed, so we stopped recommending these posts. But it feels like we're in a new era now, and we're starting to get feedback that people want to see this content again. So we're going to start phasing this back into Facebook, Instagram, and Threads while working to keep the communities friendly and positive. Fifth, we're going to move our trust and safety and content moderation teams out of California, and our US-based content review is going to be based in Texas. As we work to promote free expression, I think that it will help us build trust to do this work in places where there is less concern about the bias of our teams. Finally, we're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more.
Okay.
The US has the strongest constitutional protections for free expression in the world.
Right.
Europe has an ever-increasing number of laws institutionalizing censorship and making it difficult to build anything innovative there. Latin American countries have secret courts that can order companies to quietly take things down. China has censored our apps from even working in the country. The only way that we can push back on this global trend is with the support of the US government. And that's why it's been so difficult over the past 4 years when even the US government has pushed for censorship. By going after us and other American companies, it has emboldened other governments to go even further. But now we have the opportunity to restore free expression, and I am excited to take it.
So, I think a part of this is happening because, Facebook is basically in Silicon Valley, right? So Facebook being in Silicon Valley, California coming out with laws about what you can say, and what you can do and whatnot on the internet is actually forcing these companies to do more work because in the end, having to censor people basically, or make fact checkers, or make an entire department of people that need to do that job. That's just more work and more people that you have to pay. So having a holistic view on this, social media companies probably don't want to censor anybody. They probably don't give a shit. And if they could let you post whatever you wanted to post, they probably would let you post it. But yeah, I'm willing to bet that has something to do with it here.
It'll take time to get this right, and these are complex systems. They're never going to be perfect. There's also a lot of illegal stuff that we still need to work very hard to remove.
CP.
But the bottom line is that after years of having our content moderation work focus primarily on removing content, it is time to focus on reducing mistakes, simplifying our systems, and getting back to our roots about giving people voice. I'm looking forward to this next chapter. Stay good out there, and more to come soon.
Well, that's cool. That was a nice little wholesome message. So real quick, I did want to talk about my sponsor today. I'm going to go ahead and get it on the webcam. So my sponsor today was my buddy Matt. My buddy Matt gave me this fancy stick by Neewer. And for those of you wondering what this magical stick is, it is a multi-mount for different items, maybe a microphone, maybe another webcam, maybe lighting, and look, even stand for my phone. This is pretty sweet. So thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. So Matt actually is in a band called Take Luck. And I'll have a little bit of a snippet for the YouTube video at the end for the outro. Take a listen. I'll put a little bit of a sneak peek to their first song that drops next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is going to be the 14th. So give them a follow here on Spotify. Give them a follow here on Instagram. And yeah, Take Luck. That's excited to see what they pull out. And I hope that you guys like the little snippet that I add at the end of this YouTube video for this. All right, so Mark talked a lot there. Essentially, Elon Musk made this post earlier today. Let's get back into this. So Facebook dumps fact checkers in attempt to restore free speech. Mark Zuckerberg says moderators are too politically biased as he pledges a system similar to X. So this is kind of funny because, I feel like none of this would have happened probably if Elon Musk never bought Twitter. Yeah, let's find to let that sink in. I was thinking about this video today. I thought this video was pretty funny.
And what was you just can't help it. That's okay.
So I wanted to take it back to this video real quick because I don't think anyone really knew back then what his intentions were with X. But you know what? What I can say is that he's done a really good job um, because he's basically prevented the suppression of free speech by purchasing it and then choosing to allow people to pretty much say everything they want. As of recently, I've heard something about him censoring people himself. Now, I don't know what those allegations are about. I'm not going to dive into that in this video, but I'll do some more research. Now, obviously, you want to take a look at these memes. FBI colluded, or Facebook BI colluded with the FBI to suppress and make Hunter's laptop story disappear. I'll touch on that by the end of the video. Fauci conspired with Fauci uh, to restrict the shape and narrative around COVID and the efficiency of the vaccine and mask, and then funded and funneled $419 million through left wing progressive groups to influence the 2020 vote in the swing states. This is a crazy ass meme. I don't know if that's what validity is there or what's true and what's not. Now, what I do know is about the Hunter Biden laptop story being true, and we can touch on that. So this was actually inside of like 2018 or something like that when this was happening. So Mark Zuckerberg says Facebook's restricting a story about Joe Biden's son during the 2020 election was based on FBI misinformation warnings, and the New York Post alleged leaked emails from Hunter Biden's laptop showed the then vice president was helping his son's business dealings in Ukraine. Facebook and Twitter restricted sharing of the article before reversing course amid the allegations of censorship. Zuckerberg said that getting these decisions wrong sucks. Now, this is when he went on the Joe Rogan podcast and basically was talking about like, hey, I'm not a bad guy. I just have like these people that are threatening to kill me, and I'm really scared of them. So I just want to like free myself from that shit because I didn't mean to make a website that would intentionally get people's data and then basically make the government force me to do their bidding because of it. Um, Funny thing, that is something that just kind of did come out of Zuckerberg when he first made like this. This is a quote from him. So as Business Insider, the conversation according to SI sources went as follows, yeah, so if you ever need info about anyone at Harvard, just ask. I have over 4,000 emails, pictures, addresses, SNS. Redacted friend's name says, how did you manage that one? And Zuck said that people just submitted it. I don't know why. They trust me. Dumb fucks. Well, see, that's what Zuck probably thinks about you. All right, so hilarious. It is kind of hilarious because he's getting roasted everywhere. So Meta says fact checkers were the problem. Fact checkers ruled that was false. I don't know. I'm not really on either side of the fence here. I don't really think fact checkers make too much of a difference. I think you should just be able to go do your own research and find out what information is real and what information is not. And there will always be ways of validating information, and that already exists. So there is no point in adding fact checkers to shit like this. Guy who said Facebook was not suppressing free speech announces Facebook will stop suppressing free speech. I like that one. That was a good one. Um, this last one here. Facebook founder, convicted pedophile Mark Zuckerberg died at 36, says social media sites could not fact check posts. Zuckerberg, who died of coronavirus and complications from syphilis at his home near Facebook headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska, says it is not Facebook's role to be the arbiter of truth, and he succeeded in death. Um, pretty mastermind. So the thing here is that he acknowledged that this is a trade-off and that this new policy is noting more harmful content will appear on the platform as a result, and the content moderations are going to change. So yeah, there's got to be some sort of moderation to this kind of shit. And honestly, all of this is in a time where I think they were just kind of testing. Oh, that's pretty funny. I like that. It's like Elon Musk wrote the software to just add community notes. Like Zuckerberg's over here copying him. Well, in any case, I did find it kind of entertaining to see this because it's like, yeah, we kind of all seen what happened with Meta from about 2018 to 2023, and here we are, 2025, and we're seeing them reverse course on what they were doing. So that's pretty hilarious. Um, all right, so I did want to end the video today with something I haven't reacted to yet. I wanted to watch this. It has to do with Dr. Disrespect's responding to his allegations after his return to streaming. So if you don't know, Dr. Disrespect was kicked off of the Twitter platform or Twitter, excuse me. Donald Trump was kicked off of Twitter. All right. Dr. Disrespect was kicked off of the Twitch platform by Twitch executives after they didn't really review a conversation between him and a supposed minor, I guess. There was these allegations that were coming out of it, and that's what kicked them. They kicked him off of Twitch after he had a really big contract with them, so that's what makes it super controversial. I'm interested in watching it. I'm sure it's going to be fun.
Ignoring the issue and putting up this act. God, I'm so concerned and worried about everyone else's problems except mine because I'm dealing with a deeper depression and I like to project.
Oh, champs. So glad you're back. Hey, I appreciate it, Shane. It's good to be back to a certain degree, right? We got to figure out this monetization thing. So September 25th is basically when we can reapply for partnership on YouTube, you know? For almost 4 years, champs, the public demanded to hear from the doc regarding the Twitch suspension. I guess since you all missed the point with my personal statement, maybe it's time to tell my side of the story. Huh, champs? You see, there was a lawsuit pending, and as part of that arbitration, all parties were not allowed to speak publicly about the case. I respected those rules. My lawsuit against Twitch was eventually resolved, as you all know. But even then, as part of the settlement, all parties were still prohibited from speaking publicly about the case or the settlement. However, if one side violated that confidentiality,
Makes sense.
then the other side could respond. And again, champs, again,
I didn't know
I
that last part.
respected all the confidential obligations. But apparently Twitch's own disgruntled employees didn't feel the need to abide by those same obligations. Cody Connors, ex-Twitch employee, wasn't even involved, leaks Twitch's reported reason. Years later, Cody, why do this? What was the point? This was settled professionally. And you, knowing how black and white the internet is, you decided, you fucking rat, to leak the reported reason Twitch banned me in 2020. Well, for what?
That was
Cody,
what I just mentioned.
Why?
Right?
Did you not know the repercussions from spewing lies about the two-time? Did you not know the repercussions of accusing me, Cody Connors? You see, you don't know shit, and it was obvious from your tweet. You didn't have any firsthand knowledge of my dispute with Twitch. You said that I got banned from Twitch because I was sexting a minor through Whisper's messages? Do you even know what the legal definition of sexting is? I do. And yeah, I used Twitch as Whispers, but trust me, I wasn't sexting anyone. You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. And boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs. When you and all these so-called journalists, Cody, fired off your tweets, Did any of you consider that the Twitch user may have been over the legal age of consent at the time of the messages? You didn't. Neither did any of these journalists, and neither did Twitch at the time of the ban. You also tried to tell the world that I was trying to meet up with this user at TwitchCon, but you're wrong. Let's set the record straight. I never intended to meet this user ever. We never made plans to meet at TwitchCon or anywhere else, and in fact, we never met in person ever. Your bullshit accusations gave false courage to other former Twitch employees to make shit up as well. I suspect all of you sort of planned and coordinated this attack. These big-time publications, these journalists, these various outlets are sort of just gossip channels now. Don't you think, champs? They act like they're just gossip channels now, without any real journalism and real research happening. They report on all this based on leaks from 2 former Twitch employees, one of whom was supposedly on the trust and safety team.
Interesting.
If these anonymous sources worked on the trust and safety team at the time of my Twitch suspension in 2020, then you would hope they would tell the truth. But apparently that's just too much to ask. If these former trust and safety team members, and by the way, I know exactly who they are, actually had firsthand knowledge, then what they conveniently left out is, 1, Twitch's trust and safety team, the same employees that decided to ban me, internally admitted that the whisper messages were not sexting. And 2, Twitch's trust and safety
How do you
team,
know
the
that,
same
though?
employees that decided to ban me, internally acknowledged that the whispers did not constitute child sexual abuse
Internally
material seized here.
acknowledged.
I'll say it again. Neither I nor the Twitch user exchanged any sexual graphic messages or images. Cody Connors and these other anonymous sources are trying to paint a picture that I was exchanging sexually explicit messages and photos with this Twitch user. That never happened.
You know
I
what's
even
scary
used
is
the
that they
word
can try to doctor that.
Inappropriate. Purposely. And look at how it's defined by everyone, champs. Huh? Including these defaming articles. I'm sorry, but mutual bantering with inappropriate jokes taken out of context should have never led to me getting banned from Twitch in the first place. I mean,
I could agree with that.
how would each of you look if all of your private DMs, your text messages, your chats were looked at, dissected, and taken out of context by someone who's deliberately trying to find something inappropriate in those words? And this is not a situation where a victim publicly accuses someone of wrongdoing. That never happened here. We're talking about allegations that Twitch made against me as a half-baked reason for justifying their actions of suspending and shutting down my channel. Allegations that Twitch made without even a legal analysis of whether the whisper messages were legal. You see, I engage with my community.
Man.
I engage with other streamers. And through Twitch Whispers, I communicate with Twitch users. Conversations that consisted of a variety of playing games and gaming politics, content creation, random stuff. This was the extent of my whispers with this Twitch user.
Okay.
On June 21st, 2020, my ex-Twitch partner manager learns that I exchanged whispers with the Twitch user. And I say ex-partner manager because for years,
Interesting.
this guy didn't do anything for me, my community, or my channel for years. I'm
Why
talking
was he
no
your
front
manager?
page love. You're talking about the face of the platform, right? Literally,
I don't get it.
the face of the platform. And I know Champions Club remembers this. We got zero front page love on the website. He was never on my channel. He didn't follow me on Twitter. He
Really?
wouldn't even inform us about Twitch rival tournaments. We're talking about the 2-time Twitch rival tournament. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you want to play in it? We got zero support from this guy. And it was just so obvious that he carried a grudge against the 2-time. So after we
Interesting.
signed with Twitch in 2019, we asked for a new partner manager. And just a few months later, that ex-Twitch partner manager is directly involved with getting me banned. Coincidence?
No.
The Twitch user tells the
think so.
ex-Twitch partner manager
Sounds like it
that
would
they do
be
not
probable.
want to report anything to Twitch. I'll repeat that sentence one more time just in case anybody missed that one. The Twitch user tells this ex-Twitch partner manager that they do not want to report anything to Twitch.
Okay.
But this ex-Twitch partner manager encourages the user and even directs them to file a report directly with Twitch, even though the user told him clearly that we never physically met anywhere and that no photographs were exchanged. On June 24th, 2020, Twitch's special operations team receives and reviews the user's report. They find no issues and determine that it did not warrant any further escalation to Twitch's law enforcement response team.
Okay. I see.
That would have been the end. That should have been the end.
I'm not a big
But
enough
that partner manager.
Twitch streamer to get a partner
Oh
manager.
boy, did he had it out. He had it out for the two-time. He finds out that no further action will be taken, so what does he do? He personally escalates the report to a friend on the Twitch's LER team. The LER team, remember, that's the Twitch's law enforcement response team.
Right.
He escalates the report to a friend on Twitch's LER team. So a day later, on June 25th, the LER analyst pulls the entirety of the Whisper messages and begins discussing them with his director of the LER team. Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time and does not have access to their computer or work files. Let me just remind you, I went through a multi-year, a big-time arbitration, okay? And, you discover a lot of stuff.
That makes sense.
Mind you, this director is on vacation at that time.
You discover it through
The
these,
LER
through these
analyst
channels.
cherry
Right?
picks and sends a few targeted excerpts out of context from the Whisper messages to this director. Now,
Okay.
if you do this, you can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't. Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director
I didn't really understand that part, so I'm going to repeat it. How can you do that? I guess by doctoring them, right? I would
of
imagine.
context from the Whisper messages to
Or
this director.
okay, he's just making
Now,
everything
if
come
you do
out of
this, You
context.
can make anyone's messages look inappropriate, even when they aren't.
Maybe.
Within less than 1 hour, this LER analyst and his director have made the decision to suspend me from Twitch. Twitch submits a report to NCMEC. You guys all read those little articles, huh? The NCMEC. Twitch submits that report. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Guess what? As far as I know, and over 4 years have passed, they didn't do anything with the report. As far as I know, they didn't escalate Twitch's report to law enforcement. Mind you, the same people that made this decision admit internally that the messages did not constitute sexting. The same people that made this decision at Twitch admit internally that the messages did not warrant any child sexual abuse material charge. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me while admitted they did not perform any legal analysis of whether the messages exchanged were illegal in any way.
Yeah,
Twitch
okay.
makes this decision to terminate
Just
my
saying the same
contract and
thing
ban
again.
me while admitting that they never investigated the age of consent in the jurisdiction where the user's messages were sent and received. Twitch makes this decision to terminate my contract and ban me without ever interviewing me, the user, or any other third party, including the partner manager. It's fucking unbelievable!
Hold on. Okay, calm the hell down. Shit. I'm willing to bet Twitch didn't do that because it costs money. And if they had to do it for you, they would have to do it for everyone, I presume, right? And this is probably in a bunch of different instances and cases. But however, how this was handled maybe was over the top. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he's telling the truth about somebody holding a grudge against the two-time. So,
I'm not going to get into every detail regarding my legal case, but these former Twitch employees that claim to have firsthand knowledge, They just don't have a clue. They didn't report any facts.
Okay.
The judge in the case determined that the whispers were not illegal. So then why did Twitch use these messages against me? Why did Twitch treat the doc so differently from their other streamers? I mean, outside of the obvious. I mean, just take a look at me. Right? Unfiltered. The realest motherfucker in this industry.
It was kind of crazy to watch.
That was interesting. Asmongold all over YouTube. Zuck, best of luck with steering the ship after saying some stupid stuff. I hope you guys like the Take Luck Band. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm Mr. Random Internet Dude, and I'm out.
It's cold and dark, I don't know what to do. Through vine and bark, I stumble upon you. Crimson coated tears of morning dew.